Can I use my iPhone
Sure.
to connect the shock collar to my balls and get a real tingle?
Oh.
I
That's
can't do
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a
I
master
don't know where he
debater.
was going with that one.
Yeah.
I'll go Switzerland. Final answer. Ah, Jesus!
That was a mine.
What a rush!
That was a mine. Oh, yeah, we know it was a mine, asshole.
The answer was
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Arroz Blanco Comedy Podcast. You might be wondering, this is a different setup than last time. And you might be wondering who our guest is. Our guest this week is none other than the famous Zach Newford. He's a Master Debaters champion, he's a school teacher, he's a stand-up comedian. Give it up for Zach Newford. How about it? How about it? Hey,
Can you come and shirt for me?
Oh, it's $15. I got you.
hey, no autographs.
All right,
no
get
autographs.
out of here. Get after the show.
Does this happen to you since you're a master debater now?
Yeah, it's been a big change in my life. This holding the belt around.
The fuck was that, guys?
Heavy as the crown. That's what they say.
Well, like I was saying, Zach Newford, ladies and gentlemen, he's a master debater, he's a stand-up comedian, he's a teacher.
It's a grand master debater.
Grand master debater. We'll get into that. How you feeling, Zach?
Great to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming
Thanks,
by,
man.
man. So tell us about your road to becoming it's the first ever Grand Master Debater, right?
The one and only, yeah. That's
The
right.
one and only for now.
Yeah, it'll change, but the Master Debater Debate League is a comedy format here in South Florida, in Miami in particular. And every week, a couple guys go up against each other, debating on random topics chosen by the audience. And it's a panel show, so the judges pick who goes on to the next round.
Yeah.
There was a preliminary round. I won that a couple bouts, and then we had the semifinal and final together. And Maddie here was the runner-up, so that's pretty darn good. The second in all of South Florida when it comes to debating sketchy topics.
Yeah, I can master debate. That is one thing. I will say you gave me my fucking workload to deal with at the end there. I think we can add in a clip. Do you happen to have that clip of them carrying you out at the end?
That was the finale. That was when I was crowned Grand Master Debater, and the format from here, that was season 1. There's going to be 3 more seasons, and then we're going to have a unification fight with all the Grand Master Debaters next year. So it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely want to show them how it ended with you and I going back and forth, and you ultimately, your last topic, do you remember what it was?
Yeah, they did.
You don't have to say it, but yeah.
I think I got the right side of that topic for that particular crowd.
You knocked it out the park, and all I could do, I remember like the moment you got 4 and then you got your topic, I literally was like, God damn it, he's gonna kill this. And I remember you were like, he won the primaries, he won the electoral, this and that, and everyone, USA. I was like, how am I gonna dampen everything you just did by like trying to debate it? So I was just like, screw it. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Newford. And you earned it, man. You earned it, and Jay Millie believes it. We all believe it, you know.
Yeah, no, that was a graceful finale. You know, we did good there, and yeah, shout out to Jay Millie. He's the one that produces the show, and it's been a fun format. In Miami these days, there's been a lot of unique comedy formats, I guess around the country, but Miami's picked up a couple of these panel shows and audience participation, grab bags, improv topics, and stuff like that. It keeps the shows fresh. You know, people are doing new material. It strengthens the comedians just because you're working a different muscle. Right. And the audiences like it just because they're involved a little bit more and they're seeing something that they couldn't see anywhere else.
Right. I guess everyone's trying to find that next, like, Kill Tony.
Yeah, Kill Tony is the impetus for sure.
Yeah.
If you talk to people about comedy in general, their questions revolve around, have you seen Kill Tony? Have you been on Kill Tony?
Yeah.
I always point to our buddy Sai. I know some people that have been on Kill Tony, so it's definitely...
Great kid, man.
He is, and think about it, that's probably the best credit you can have these days in at least our level of comedy. And it swept the nation, so that would be the impetus. Why should we do a new comedy show? What's wrong with regular stand-up? Nothing, but audiences like variety, they like something different, and there's a few shows in Miami that have not done the Kill Tony format exactly, but have played off panels, judges, interactions with the audiences. that have kind of made it, given us license to do something different on stage, which is
Yeah.
cool.
I felt like you deserved to be there, and you had your material ready. And when I saw your notebook, I was like, damn, he like prepared. I didn't feel like I deserved to be there.
Yeah.
I felt like Kelly deserved to be there. You know, who do you think was your toughest competition?
That's a good one. Eddie was the only person that got even a single judge vote against me. You know, I'll hype myself up a bit.
Oh wait, so you went like unanimous,
On every
basically, except for
round,
Eddie.
Except for Eddie, when it was a split decision, 2-1, and I was greener to the format at that point too.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
feel like I prepared well for the finale. You know, you don't know the topics ahead of time, so all you can do is kind of know who you're going to be up against, and then kind of have certain angles that you're going to want to play off. And I've been doing some shows where I'd work with the audience a little bit and kind of put on my master debater cap and kind of take on the crazy position just for practice, so to speak. So I'm a competitive person, so the fact that it's a competition format definitely boils my Irish up and gets me excited about it. And then as far as preparation goes, I just whatever I took it seriously. That's all that was.
Right. Which you do, and you're good at it. And I feel like you told me this after you won, and I was like, I wish I would have known this. It's not so much about the topic or winning the debate. It's about what you say. You're basically doing stand-up. You're doing a roast.
Yes, Jay gave me the best advice, which is that you're judged on how funny you are, which makes sense. It's obvious.
Right.
But if your filter for everything you say is this funny, that does kind of make you indifferent to the topic.
Right.
Like, I'm not putting my personal beliefs out there. I'm just like, what's the funniest way in which you can approach this position of this topic and stuff like that. So that was good advice from Jay Milley. And then as far as the roast stuff goes, I think you can smuggle in a couple of roast jokes, but you can't only roast, because I've seen like Ricardo get called on that, where it's like, hey, you just roasted him. It was funny. If this was a roast, you would have won, but you have to, in a sense, trick the judges to think that you're debating the topic, but your laugh points can be material that's about your debate opponent, about the venue, the things you can prepare for.
Right.
And then there is an improv aspect, and I would say the biggest hits, like the finale with the grab 'em stuff, was spontaneous. So you just kind of try to stay in the moment and get in the zone. That's the key.
Did you at all think you were gonna get canceled? Because there was a few moments there that I had some topics, and I was like, screw it, man, I'm gonna get canceled here or there.
Yeah, I think you just lean into it in the sense that like this is super counterintuitive, but like if you go overboard, if you're over the top, if you really sell into like the position, it's actually less offensive. But if you kind of skirt the line and you here's the thing, if it looks like what you're saying is inappropriate, that actually makes it worse. Like that kind of gives the audience like license to be like, oh, that guy's doing something bad. Whereas if you just play into like this absolutely ridiculous position, no matter how ridiculous it is, and avoid like using slurs or something. Like, there's a way to talk about topics in a fair way, even though the position you're coming from is unjustifiable. But it's crazy. You do it in a silly way. You make it fun.
Certain guys are great at that. Shane Gillis is great at that. A bunch of comedians,
100%.
like he talks about autism and
CK is the GOAT, and the simple dynamic is, you can talk about anything, but it's got to be funny. And the things that are the hardest to talk about are the things you have to be the funniest about.
And confident with.
And you gotta believe it.
You definitely gotta own it.
We don't see even my material or CK or Shane Gillis, when they're working that material, that's when they are in a club setting, and they definitely don't want to be filmed because it's not there yet. It's not funny enough to justify the topic, and those are some rough sets. We hear about it in the pods, I'm doing the set and I'm not doing it. It's not going over, but they know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and then when it does come out in the special, everyone's all for it because it's now in a position where it's like, oh, that's a funny joke, it's a good angle.
It's tough.
They found a way to finesse it, but that never comes first, and that is what makes Master Debater a really interesting format, is because this is the first time you're seeing the topic, so you are basically just tightrope walking. You're skirting the line. How can I talk about this? My topic in the finale was be pro-Hitler. Okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this work? In really no way, shape, or form would this ever be appropriate. But you find that angle, you find that way in, so that what you're saying is silly. It's obviously wrong to believe, but you can also tell the performer, the person, doesn't truly believe it. They're trying to, get the audience to
It's so outlandish that it's obviously not real. I mean, it's crazy to think about that. That's something that we're able to do, and you can practice it. And it's like you said, Louis C.K. and these guys. Like I always show my friends because they're always asking me like, why do you do these shows or these mics in front of 6 to 8 people? It looks so awkward, because they don't understand. And then I'll show them a video of Mark Norman going to a random bodega, club in New York, and he's in front of 3 people trying out a set. And I'm like, that's why they do it. It's like stretching. It's like doing push-ups. It's like You know, it's hard to understand, and I never really. And this is segueing into like what I want to talk about you next. I never really understood this part of comedy before I started doing comedy, that it really does matter, like just stretching it out, just working it out, you know, trying it out in front of new people, new audiences, phone calls, you know. There's different like formats, and what I was gonna ask you is, before we get into your background, where you're from and all that, do you have like a preferred method? Do you write a lot? Do you like get inspiration, like traveling?
Yeah, no, I'm for sure a sit in the chair and write guy.
Yeah, me too.
You have to develop material some way, and there's a million ways to do it, and some people never pick up a pen.
Yeah.
And I don't fault them for it. I wish I could just kind of have the energy to talk out loud into a recorder or talk with friends and stuff and develop material that way. Or on stage, I count that as a riskier endeavor, but that's a lot of people do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I just set a timer, sit in the chair, pencil, paper, and write.
That's it, every day.
Yeah, you know, whether I'm going over past material or new topics and stuff, and sometimes I'm not writing jokes, I'm just talking about, you know, performance aspects or even how to navigate the scene in terms of like how to schedule my week in terms of getting those mics and stuff. So just, you know, my writing time doesn't always turn out jokes or whatever, but, you know, sometimes it does. So that's just the rock that I'm squeezing, and you have to enjoy it, you know, whatever format you like, it's got to be somewhat enjoyable. And I like writing as much as, or if not more than performing. That's the aspect of comedy that always spoke to me, is like, how can I finesse these words into a way that's funny? How can I set it up and then get a punchline that, you know, gets the laughter? You don't know if it's truly funny until you put it in front of an audience, but the writing aspect, I do get like, it's like if I was doing a puzzle, like literally with, you know, jigsaw puzzles, and that piece fits on all four sides, and you get that thing that you nail, like, oh, that was the word I was looking for, that was the angle I needed to make it work, and I get some excitement out of that, you know.
What do you think's been your funniest set or like moment on stage or in comedy? You've been doing it, what, 2 years now?
Yeah, this is my third year, so over 2 years.
Third year?
Yeah. Yeah, the funniest on stage I've been.
We can plug it. We can plug it right here in between us. If you want.
No, it's like, I'm just thinking back to the best shows I've had revolve around having a good audience. You know, I could say that I was happy with material I did in one of those settings with two people in the audience, but you're not going to get the same level of feedback. I was lucky enough to do a couple Don't Tell shows in South Carolina.
Nice.
Ticketed audience, really good format in terms of lighting, stage, seating, and everything like that. Over 30 people, 70 at one of them and 40 at the other.
Nice.
And it's like, when you have those things working, you know, you can make fart noises and basically you're going to get a pretty good reaction. Like the crowd's there to laugh.
It's like the improv.
It's a bring your own beer. I mean, improv too, 100%.
Yeah.
But there's elements of like the improv open mic setups that aren't going to be as good as like a ticketed audience for like to see you on the showcase or whatever.
Right.
So I would put this above the improv sets I've done. And bring your own beer. You know, there's a big difference between expensive 2-drink minimum and people have like a case of Coors Lights that they're pounding.
They're there to get.
It's a good
to get fucked up.
Like I said, so anyone would kill. It's a great crowd. No one's going to do bad there. But it did give me some confidence to be like, oh, my stuff's not. You know, the reaction I'm getting in the small bar rooms is what it's going to be. But those exact same jokes in the proper setting are going to do good in front of that crowd. So those are the best shows I've had. Don't tell.
Cool. What's been like your craziest moment, like your best moment since you started?
I mean, in a positive sense, for sure. Grandmaster debater.
Yeah.
I like the format. Yeah, of course. That was you know, think about it. It was what, 4 rounds of, you know, comedy to win and beat people that have
Late
already
nights.
won and stuff like that. And good format in terms of like the location and stuff. Just even with the camera setups and stuff like that, kind of made it, you know, official and professional and stuff like that. So yeah, I put that very high up on the list, if not the number one.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it flies by. I have family that asks about like you know, when I wanted to like start comedy and like it's hard for me because I don't know how open you are with your family and your girl and like your friends, but it's hard because I get a topic or something will happen on like a trip or like my family member, my mom a lot of times because she's Cuban, will do something and I'm like, that's material. But I'm very like, my family's never been to any of my shows in 2 years. And that's a big step for me because I feel like that's like when they're fully divulged into this and it's 1,000% real. Not that it isn't real now, but like, do you sort of feel the same way that like, I know I've seen your family at some of the improvs.
Yeah,
and
my mom, dad, and girlfriend have seen me perform. There's no rush to that, you know. You want them to see you do good, and you're only getting.
It's all
better.
about how you feel.
So if you can almost like delay that until if they saw you whatever 5 years in, that's going to be a better, because that first impression is always going to be hard to shake. So I don't think there's any rush to be performing in front of your friends and family, frankly, you know.
Not at all. My friends come all the time. Well, they come to my shows all the time. I don't know if they come all the time, but they my family, my sister and her husband have come to one of my shows, and I did a sex joke about them.
Right.
And it was okay. It was hit or miss. So that was one of those that I was like, all right, I don't know about the fine lines with family and stuff like that, but
yeah, that's another reason not to not to bring the family on the show.
Yeah.
'Cause it's true. I mean, a lot of my materials about my mom. You know, luckily she likes it or something like. You know, gets a kick out of it. She has a great sense of humor. Definitely.
Your mom's American?
Yeah, from Indiana. For
Indiana.
Sure. But that's for sure the person I get like most of my sense of humor from. My dad's hilarious too in his own way, dry sense of humor. So you know, I have funny parents, and them seeing me, they appreciate it. They kind of see that it's something that suits my talents and skills and stuff like that. So I've gotten positive feedback from them, but there's no rush to get that stuff in front of them. And then the type of material I do, I happen to feel comfortable performing in front of my parents. Let's say I have some material that I don't feel that way, I probably wouldn't perform it in front of them. So it's almost a handicap to have them in the audience in that sense. And there's plenty of styles of comedy that just wouldn't suit that relationship anyway. So it's just I don't count it as like that important of a thing to be doing it for your folks. In some sense we're all trying to make our parents proud and stuff like that. But I count that as more the success, the fact that I've found something I like to do, the fact that I am developing and getting better at the stuff, and that eventually or hopefully I'm able to make a living doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
That would be their reward. That would make them happy.
Yeah.
Whether I'm going to make them laugh is a separate question. I think in some sense my mom, again, is my sense of humor. So a lot of the jokes I write, almost thinking about, would this make her laugh? And I've definitely had those interactions where I'm talking to her and cracking her up, or vice versa. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I should actually kind of develop this into some stage material and stuff like that. So, if you have that in your family, that's a bonus, I guess. But I count it as like a risky priority to be like, I gotta, show my mom my best, dick joke. It's like, it seems a little weird.
Yeah, no, I get you. And it's definitely rewarding when they do, come around, they give you good feedback and stuff like that. And it's...
Yeah, I mean, they're a muggle audience, you know what I mean? Like, they're amateurs, what do they know? So, it's good to have support from anyone, I think friends are probably more likely to bring that and just the type of work we do. But, yeah, if you can it's nice to have someone telling you you're doing a good job. And especially, when you are doing it every night and you don't get that feedback, sometimes it's kind of hard to, like...
True.
Put in perspective that like, oh, actually I'm doing something good here.
Yeah, you wonder if you're doing the right things, if you're wasting time. So is that not that we are, I know that sometimes I get in my own head, I'm like, am I doing the right things? And then your mom will say something, your friend will say something, your girl.
Yeah.
So is that like your end goal? Like, is that what you want to do? Like, you want to be...
Make my mom proud?
Make your mom proud. Yeah, it's never going to happen, but no, I'm just kidding. Be like a stand-up comic, like full-time, Netflix special. What's like the poster on the wall for you? What's like the big...
Yeah, definitely, specials. I count that as our artistic output.
Yeah.
The performance aspect, the crowds, the shows. I think that's probably closer to the job, the hustle. Some of the monetary enrichment is selling tickets, selling beers, and stuff like that. And obviously that's where you perfect your craft. But I think filming, producing, and releasing specials is kind of the thing that we leave behind. And if you think about the great comics, that's what we know them by. So if I'm trying to put my stamp on this side of the world, then it's going to be by writing and producing specials. Yeah.
Cool, man. So last thing before we get into our next segment, I know you're a cigar connoisseur. You are a professor. We don't have to, I guess, plug your school. We don't have to say where you work, but cigar guy, teacher, stand-up comedian. How did you get to this point in your life? I know you're from California. What brought you to Miami,
I moved to Miami during the pandemic for all the reasons you wouldn't want to be in LA. Miami
like a lot of people, yeah.
Yep, Miami had it going. I'm part of the Great Migration, and it's been a huge upgrade. I didn't know it when I lived in LA, but I was kind of in a rut. I was smoking a lot of weed, more or less all day, every day, and wasn't really doing anything interesting or like developing.
Yeah.
So I was stuck, and the day to day was enjoyable. I didn't think about it too much. But as soon as I pulled away from that and moved through work, through the pandemic, and came out here, my lifestyle changed completely because I stopped smoking weed and I just needed to find things to do. So I made friends, found a girl. We've been dating as long as I've been out here, and that's been such a 180 on my lifestyle that it's like now I feel like I can do things like stand-up comedy where it was there in LA. LA is in a sense the capital of some of that stuff, but I never thought about it or thought about putting myself out there. I was just happy to sit in my room or whatever. So the Miami experience has been growthful, given me a lot of growth in a lot of areas, but I count that it's just a chance to express myself, and stand-up comedy has been that. I've always been a serious hobbyist. If there's something going on that I want to do, cigars, for instance. I take it seriously. I look into it, I research it, I read books, I watch videos. I want to know everything I can about it. I can talk to people, I engage on it at the highest level. I've done other hobbies seriously. Poker, I played in LA. That was kind of my grind. As many nights as you see me doing comedy, 4 or 5 hours a night, I was in a casino in LA playing poker. So I get the idea of a grind mindset of getting good at something, but this has been a lot more rewarding. The casino life is not a very productive one. You're not helping anyone. You're not making anyone feel better and stuff like that. So the comedy thing has been more rewarding for sure. And I just like to bite into something, learn, get better, and see where it goes as far as I can.
I mean, that's great. And we could, I know you and I could sit here and talk books for hours, especially you. You're definitely the reader.
It's hard to call reading a hobby because I think it's like, whatever, weird. But I do love reading, and that's one of those things that, again, I take seriously. It's like, I'm going to work my way through the classics. I'm going to, read books and read the reviews and the analysis on it and stuff like that, the commentary, just because I like doing it. So if I do anything, I do it pretty seriously.
Best book of all time, in your opinion? If you were stuck on an island with one book.
I got a couple, but I'll say Cat's Cradle, Kurt Vonnegut. That's the best book ever written.
Okay. Is that fiction, nonfiction?
That's fiction,
Yeah?
I'm fiction over nonfiction.
I know. We've talked about this. I remember at one of Eddie's Place's nights, you were asking the crowd, and I kept saying nonfictions like better health or better like self-motivation, self-help books. And you were like, what the hell? Rich Dad Poor Dad? I was like, we're not on the same page on
I've read plenty of nonfiction. I did a lot more in college for whatever reason. I just wanted to learn stuff. But I have kind of realized that the learning is in fiction. Rich Dad Poor Dad is about what? Financial security, how to, you tell me, what's the premise? How to
how to make more, how to maximize your dollar, without killing yourself in the in the rat race.
Good. Read Count of the Monte Cristo then, okay? This nonfiction stuff is trying to tell you this stuff, but it'll never, it never got through to me. Fiction teaches you the same lessons via character plot and setting so that it actually internalizes it and makes it humanized. Whereas if someone just told me all the facts of a situation, I'm not going to appreciate it in the same level. So everything you can learn from nonfiction, you can learn from fiction. It's fiction, it's made up, but it's actually more real. So that's my plug for reading fiction.
This is definitely one of the more intellectual. This is like a Sunday sit down, right? We've had Cardo and Jay Millie. Shouts out Madeline. Madeline was very intellectual too, but you've definitely been one of the more intellectual ones, man. Can't say I'm surprised.
Cerebral humorist, why not?
You're
allowed to be that, right?
So I always like to finish with a giggity. I always like to finish with a deep take question that makes you think. Especially you're a master debater. But before I ask you that, I want to ask you, if you were on Kill Tony, you had 1 minute to say your best joke. Well, which one would you go? We could plug it if you prefer, or you could just say the premise of it. But I want to know I always like thinking what comics feels like that one joke they hold on to,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my jokes would be about dating a Colombian girl.
Right, you talk about that a lot. Yeah.
And that's my tightest minute. It's probably close to the first material that I came up with, so I've developed it the most. It's just the tightest material I have. If I did a minute, I think I could pack in 12 to 15 punchlines. So and that would be how I would think about the Kill Tony says. What part of my act is going to have the most last for
LPMs? Yeah. So you would compare yourself to a quicker hit comedian, sort of like a Bob Saget, sort of like a maybe someone that's more quick jabs rather than long stories,
Yeah, I mean, I count that as one muscle among many, but just the format of Kill Tony, what do I think my best minute, it would be in that context. The minute I'm most proud of is a more intellectual piece or whatever. It's about smoking weed and the neo-Nazis. It's not actually.
I can imagine you with the long hair, the joint, or skating to school and shit.
But whatever, it's more cerebral, and it's debatable whether that would be the piece that would do better in a Kill Tony setting. My just first take on the matter is I'm up there, I only got a minute. Let's try to get as many laughs as I can. But I'm proud of a different minute here, and I'm working on other stuff that's more storytelling. I've tried to do more act outs and voices and stuff like that. So I don't box myself into one style of comedy. I like quick hitting stuff. I think as a comedian, you're supposed to have a repertoire, and there's a place for that. You know, a quiet crowd that needs to be shaken up. You know, you almost have to hit them with 5 jokes before they laugh at the 6th one.
Right.
And then, so to do that, you need to have 6 jokes you can tell in a reasonable amount of time, so that you can kind of open up the rest of your set. Whereas an engaged audience that kind of is down, or let's say a sophisticated audience, not like I'm doing this in front of a country club. It just means comedy sophisticated. So more or less ticketed audiences, people that are buying a comedy ticket. This isn't their first show. You can do a little bit more interesting things, and I like that kind of comedy as well. And then there's a place for physical comedy and acting out and doing kind of crazy voices and stuff like that. Anytime I see like a stage, I always think, oh, there's like, you kind of have to do that. Like the stand and deliver style does better when you're on the same like level as those chairs and stuff like
Interesting.
that. So I think you should have all the styles. I try to develop the parts of my setup and act I'm weakest at, but I also have preferences for comedy too. Like it's not like I want to do everything. It's just like I want to do a certain number of things well.
It's cool how deep you like, how many steps you take to each approach, because I know me, for example, I don't really think too far into those things. If I'm on a show, if I'm on a lineup or an open mic, I sort of treat them all the same. I want to kill it every time, no matter what. But I like your approach that there's different avenues to like practice and stuff. Are there any comics you try to emulate or like be more similar to?
I have like my top 10 list of comics, and the key is that there's enough diversity on that list that if I feel like I'm borrowing from all of them, I would be a completely unique act. Because you don't want to just emulate one comedian because they're already doing it better than you'll ever do it. Like they've figured out their voice, their style. Let them do it.
Right.
You got to do it your own way, but you should take influence from a variety of sources. So like just a quick 3-hitter for like an influence list would be like Emo Phillips. He's very cerebral, silly, alternative. I love him. CK, who I just think is one of the masters of the craft. You can tell he's been doing it so long, and every like moment on stage he squeezes the most out of and stuff like that. And then the last one would be tough. I think those two are like high above the rest for me. But if I go contemporary, like Mark Norman is like an incredible joke writer, so I kind of think about him in terms like, oh, give him a topic, he can write 100 jokes on the topic, pick the best 10, work them, the best 3 of those rise to the top, put those on the shelf, and then build a special out of like 300 amazing jokes. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's definitely cool to see, who's developed over the years and stuff. And you mentioned Louis, you mentioned Mark Norman. These are Hall of Famers,
Yeah, I mean, Norman's on the newer side, so I guess at Hall of Fame, there's a lot of entries in the Hall of Fame. I'm thinking more like Rushmore. It takes a while to get onto like a very short list, but if there's a top 100, 200, like he's definitely making it there. So for sure, I mean, shout him out. He's on my top 3. I get a lot of inspiration from him.
There's definitely some guys to take things from here in South Florida too. Like, one thing I love that Marty says. Marty, we're big fans of Marty. He's a very openly, metro comic here in South. Yeah, more than that. And he's always told me, he's like, I don't bomb.
Right.
I kill. What is it? I either kill. I kill a little bit, or I kill less than that. Like
I don't bomb much anymore.
Yeah.
Look, my take on Marty is he's one of the best comedians in the scene.
Definitely like material, like pure material, and like wit and like stage presence. He's great.
I
man.
just judge it based on crowd interaction. The guy kills it. It's an undeniable fact. You put him in the right setting. Some of the Marty shows I've seen have been on the same level as the real pros that have gone on and done good things. Like Brittany Brave's one of the first people I've seen slaughter a room in South Florida, and I was like, oh, that's like aspirational, that's amazing. And then Marcelo, same thing. I saw him working his what's called Just for Laughs set at the Villain a few times, and he was crushing. So it's like, okay, and they've gone on to do bigger and better things. Marty's gonna be a local forever. He's up there in age, and he takes it, as a serious hobby. But he has a persona and character that connects with an audience at its own little level. He does something special. So I'm a Marty fan. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so last question I got for you before we switch to the next segment. You are a master debater, so you're good on your feet. You're good at answering these type of questions. Are your grandparents alive?
None of the 4 are alive. No.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm still going to ask you the question. When was the last time you think any of your grandparents had sex?
It's tough. It's funny to think one pair of grandparents died about 30 years before the other because I never met my paternal grandparents very much. I'm 31. But they still might have had sex more recently than than my mom's parents. I mean, look, it's tough. That's tough. Okay, fine. Obviously, for that reason, it was my mom's parents, and when I first met them, I was a young child. They were a little more lively. I could see them slipping into bed together. So say 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yep, that's my guess.
All right. Well, that's the same time as me, about 20 years ago.
That's good.
So I appreciate you, Zach Newford.
Hell yeah, man.
This is the first half of the pod. This is the Stay Tranquilo platform, Arroz Blanco comedy podcast. Of course, we got Zach Newford, like I said. He's a cigar connoisseur, master debater, comedian. He has a lot of hats that he wears. We are going to take you to the next portion of the episode now.
Good morning, Miami! Welcome back to Shot Callers, brought to you by Arroz Blanco Comedy. And today, we have a special guest. Give it up for Zach Newford! Now, to remind people at home how we played this game, it's trivia, basically. Zach's gonna pick questions, and based on if he gets them right or wrong, his shot caller is gonna go up or down.
He's not going to get it yet, bro.
Oh, fuck.
There's also landmines within here. He draws one that's a landmine and he gets it wrong, he gets shocked on the spot. But usually he doesn't get shocked until we do 8 questions. Zach, how are you feeling?
I wish you told me what the collar looked like. I would have wore my matching leash.
All right, so we have 5 categories: animals, movies, geography, music, and letters. Where would you like to start?
Oh, I think I know all the letters. I'll go with letters for one.
All right.
I think I know
Letters
all the
for one. Are you ready for this?
Not really.
What is the little dot above a lowercase I or J called? You could always ask Matt for help.
You're worse off if you ask me for help.
Holy crap. What is the little dot above they call that verduga.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
The answer is a tittle. You don't get shocked
Okay,
yet.
what?
It was not a landmine.
That's even worse.
Wait,
Whoa,
so-
what a rush.
So we'll raise it up to 5.
What the fuck is going on?
Wait, how does he know if it's a landmine?
Oh, don't say it on the card.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Will you say it? Will you say it
Anticipation.
before?
No, you want me to say it after?
That's
I think it's
crazy.
fun after.
Say it.
I hate the whole format now. This is it. Oh my god.
Say it when you get the card. So
No, it's better to.
It's better. You're right.
after,
You're
right?
right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't
Oh my
understand.
God, we're
Go
figuring
ahead.
this out as we go.
You want to try letters again?
No, that wasn't even a letter, Tilda. What the hell?
Hey, the positive thing is you got one down and you didn't get shocked.
I don't know. I don't feel any
Well,
better.
he went up though.
There's
It
7
went
more,
up
right?
to
You're at 5
It went
now.
from 1 to 5. That's what the.
Well, 5 is nothing. 5
What's-
is nothing.
5 is still
It starts
pretty
hurting
close.
around 10.
This is fucked up. I don't want to miss.
Show him the ring at least.
Okay, so no.
No, it doesn't. You don't feel the ring.
I don't want to
It's
know.
just
anything.
noise.
Okay. Okay. Ah, Jesus
No,
fucking
no.
Christ, dog!
The ring is the
Holy
third
shit!
one. Hit the wrong
Holy
one.
shit!
DJ.
My bad.
Holy shit,
I thought
that-
it was gonna be the vibrating one.
Oh Jesus,
That's the
brother!
vibrator.
Stop.
That
Okay.
felt like a failed Texas execution, dude. That was.
Oh my God, he's sweating.
Oh my God.
All right. Just for that, PJ, we got to give him one less.
Oh my
That was
No,
God.
no, 5 is.
I got
Okay,
shock.
fine.
I'm gonna shock
Okay.
you. What the hell?
All
was
right,
that?
go next.
All right. Fuck. Geography for 1. Go.
Geography for 1.
You got this, Zach. Come on.
Holy
You're a master
crap.
debater, baby. Stick
That
in
was,
there.
that was wild.
You have a cigar after you win.
How familiar are you with Scotland?
Go.
What is their national animal?
The unicorn.
That is the unicorn. That's correct.
No.
He goes down to 3.
Oh. What the? Is it really a unicorn?
It is the unicorn.
Are those even fucking real?
You're playing with kids. Come on, let's go.
I love it. All right. What else we got?
Animals. If that should have. That
Animals.
should count for animals too, by the way.
Well, breaking the board.
That should count for animals. He's right.
Okay.
The look.
How familiar are you with kangaroos?
Never been on one.
All right. How many vaginas does a kangaroo have?
Oh, my heart is telling me 1, but I'm gonna go with these are all trick questions. I know. PJ, are these trick questions just as a rule?
I'm not allowed to tell you that.
Okay, I'm gonna reverse engineer you and say that kangaroos have 3 vaginas.
They have 3 vaginas.
No.
Oh my God.
No way.
3 vaginas, yeah.
This is, dude. What?
3 vaginas, and they won't even let you touch one, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, they wouldn't. You know, it's kind of sus that he knew that.
That's true. I've
That
been.
is kind
That
of
was
weird.
I said I've never
a
been
crazy
on.
sixth sense going on.
Can
right
we get his
there.
laptop? Anybody got Zach's laptop? All right,
I
next
said I've
one.
never been on a kangaroo. Never anything about in.
All right. Oh,
Or
I
under.
guess you go down to 1.
Whew, I feel better now.
Hey,
I'll say I
That's
can
like
relax.
the safest one.
You're doing
yeah.
it, baby. You're doing it.
All right, send me music uno. That's 1 in
Music.
Spanish.
Ooh la la. All right. How familiar are you with David Bowie?
Oh shoot, lightning guy, go.
All right. During the mid-1970s, David Bowie's diet consisted solely of milk, red peppers, and what else?
Oh, this is a GG dog. This is we'll go kale salad, dude. What do you want from me?
Ooh, the answer was cocaine.
Oh, that was gettable. That was a gettable answer.
I was gonna say.
We're going back up to 3.
That was
should've
the
asked me.
one time.
You
Oh,
should've asked
Maddie
that one.
had
You
that.
should have asked me.
Maddie
We went
had
too
that.
fast on that one.
He forgot he could ask.
I thought that was unanswerable, but it was answerable.
All right,
Damn.
we're halfway through, and
right.
you're still only at 3.
All right.
It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt.
What's the order represent?
Remember, there's mines.
Do they get harder?
Keep the questions to us, please.
Okay, I'll go movies one. Okay, so we'll keep with the style.
Wait, didn't you shock him?
No, it was
No, it wasn't
delay.
mine, but I'm a...
Oh, it wasn't a mine.
But I've moved up to level 3.
It wasn't a mine. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I never know what's going on.
Okay. This quote is from what movie? One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How they got into my pajamas, I'll never know.
That's gettable. That's answer. Matt, do you know this one?
It's got to be a Leslie Nielsen movie.
It's not helping me.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
How you got into me?
Oh, Ace Ventura.
I like that. I'm gonna go Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Final answer?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Uh-oh.
That is...
Ah, jeez.
That is incorrect, and it was a mine.
You gotta kiss me before you fuck me, man.
The answer was Animal Crackers.
Animal Crackers.
I don't
What
even know
movie is
the
that?
movie.
Groucho Marx.
Oh my God. He went
You gotta
to
study your comedians.
Apparently.
All right, so since he used his helpline for me, we should give him one call line. Remember the rule that if whoever he calls, if they don't answer, he gets shocked. So he doesn't even get.
Oh,
Remember?
that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can call that person if you're guaranteed that they're gonna know, but if they don't answer, you get shocked anyway.
Okay, sorry. I give them the guess. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go geography 2. Risky.
We're 11 geography.
You're doing great. You've only been shocked once technically.
actually.
Yeah. This damn fucking.
Do you
Metro.
like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
In which country was Haagen-Dazs ice cream invented?
I'm gonna go. Wow. I feel Swiss. Feel.
Yeah, it feels
German.
either German or Swiss. Yeah. Or Belgium.
It could be all 3. All right.
Do you want to call a German, Swiss, or Belgian
I
friend?
don't know if I have anyone. Can I use my iPhone
Sure.
to connect the shock collar to my balls and get a real tingle?
Oh.
I
That's
can't do that.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a
I
master
don't know where he
debater.
was going with that one.
Yeah.
I'll go Switzerland. Final answer. Ah, Jesus!
That was a mine.
What a rush.
That was a mine. Oh, yeah, we know it was a mine, asshole.
The answer was USA.
Oh, that was gettable. That was good. These trick questions. You gotta watch
That
this
one was
guy.
a trick
He's
question.
good, man. I'll
DJ
give
has
him that.
trick questions.
DJ's good at deception. That's how he got me.
Lord,
Two more.
Lord. All
Two
right.
more, baby.
Oh, I'm loving this.
What level is he at now?
7.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go
Oh,
letters
man.
for
I kinda
2.
hope he gets them both.
Letters
wrong.
for 2.
Oh, fuck, dude. That was wild.
This one sounds like an easy one.
I don't think so.
You ever play Scrabble?
I'm a big fan.
In the game of Scrabble, how many points is the letter K?
5. Final answer.
It is 5. You knew that one. Off rip.
Last one.
All right, we're down to 5.
Oh, Jesus. I could do 5. All right.
Wait. Considering this is the last round, you get this one wrong, it shoots up to 9.
Oh, good. That's a good addendum to these rules.
That's a good addendum that he just added right
Should
now.
I have signed something before I got on the show? Because
By the way, there's 3 games for this game.
I'm going to use my phone call right now. I'm calling Morgan
You
and
didn't
Morgan.
even
I'm
pick a
going to sue
question
these guys.
Hell yeah.
I'll
love it.
take letters for 3. I'm doing.
letters. What does the E stand for in Chuck E. Cheese?
Emmanuel.
It feels gettable.
It does.
It's going to make sense when he says it. It's going to make sense when he says it.
So let's reverse engineer.
I'm trying to think of all the cheese words that have an E.
There's no timer. There's no timer.
Let's start with it. Okay, good. There's
Just kidding. There's that.
entertainment,
We got to implement that.
Yeah, we do. We just like there's a lot of flaws here that we're working out.
animatronics doesn't start with an E. That's the
E
problem.
entertainment's not bad. Chuck entertainment cheese now.
Chuck.
Eloise.
Luis, maybe it's that. Because it should be gettable. I feel PJ is tough but fair.
Is
you know,
it
these-
E? Is it E period or is it
it's
Chuck
E. I think it's E
cheese?
period. Yeah. Let's
So
think here.
It's a name then.
The E
It
stands
does-
for something.
It does have to stand for something.
Is it a name?
He's trying to pry into your soul here. I saw I don't know how to read him. All right, E.
Yeah.
Is there E. coli? That'd be weird.
E. coli.
Chuck E. Chuck.
Do you want to use your call for this one? Something
would-
your girlfriend would know.
who would know
Marty would
this?
probably know this.
Who would really know this?
Marty might know this.
Marty might know this. Mike Dabo would know this. Maybe Jay.
I would trust Dabo on this one.
People with kids would know this.
I feel like Marty would know. We talked about him earlier. Can I call Marty?
Call Marty,
Call Marty.
please.
All right, let's see
You
what
could
Marty
say
is.
hi to him. You could talk him in. Remember, if he doesn't answer, you get shocked at the highest level. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll clip that in a sec. All right, Chuck E.
Let's
Cheese.
put the mic. I got it. You can put him on speaker, just so we know you're not cheating.
How's that gonna work?
Who would know about that?
Marty's most likely to pick up the phone, so I'll give myself credit
Yeah.
for choosing
You
that.
know,
You'd
hello,
have to pick
Zach.
someone
Great.
random.
I missed you last night.
Oh, wait, you get shocked if he doesn't answer.
I heard that.
Bona here.
Hi, Marty.
What's up?
Quick question. I'm here at Arroz Blanco at the Steak Tranquilo studios, and I have a question for you. I'm on a game show.
Yeah, what's the question?
What does the E in Chuck E. Cheese stands for?
The E in like Kentucky cheese?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me think. Where did you say you are?
And it's the Steak Tranquilo studios.
Hey, Marty, it's Matt Valent and PJ Stewart. We've
Marty.
done stand-up comedy together. Miss you, man.
Stay focused.
You're good. He's on a live podcast right now. There's a gun to his head. If he gets this wrong, he's gonna die. So we need your help here.
Well, I think it means entertainment.
We agree on that.
All right, I think we're gonna lock it in.
Fuck. All right, Marty. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Marty. He'll see you tonight.
See you at Eddie's.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Martin Fur Gang, ladies and gentlemen.
Guest spot. Oh my God. Entertainment. Me and Marty agree.
Final answer.
Yes. No, Jesus Christ.
It is entertainment.
Oh, thank God. I'll take it off.
That was a crazy move. Give him a 9. Just to,
Take it off immediately.
Damn.
Oh, fuck. That was exciting stuff, man. I like
sir.
that. That was a fun game.
That's the
That was
show.
fun.
Any
That was a fun
plugs?
game.
Yeah. So fun time. Thanks for coming. What plugs you got? What's going on in your life?
Oh, just keep my Instagram growing. Zach, ZAC, Newford, like the new car I can buy if you guys like my reels. That's it.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right, so that's it. He's going to be a master debater panelist in this season. He's going to be a contestant, or I guess what would
Yeah,
a
contestant,
debater
yeah.
just like myself, but he's the only one who has the belt. He has his own, book vlogs online. He has TikTok, Instagram. This is Zach Newford. That's PJ Stewart. I'm Matt Valent. This was the Arroz Blanco comedy podcast brought to you by Johnny Cuba, brought to you by Stay Tranquilo, and we appreciate you guys.